Stop letting these people derail you from the life you deserve. Like in what world are they your loss? Do you hear yourself? Do you see what's actually happening? You know how they say your front lobe doesn't fully develop until you're 25? Let me tell you, I did not know how much it was underdeveloped until it developed recently, okay? And I want to say it's maybe been 6 months since I've been experiencing this, but you really do wake up one day and things are just different. Things just make more sense. And I just feel like if I would have listened to those around me and not been so stubborn and wanted to go find out these lessons on my own, I would have saved myself from a lot of grief. Mind you, I'm 24, so I still got some more developing to do, right? I just can't even imagine how much more life is going to make sense. And honestly, kind of rude that our biology makes it. Is it biology? That our anatomy is anatomy biology? Do you guys like my content spoon? Where's the camera? Innovative. Oh my god, you can see all my business. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. As I'm sure we've all learned in this world, there's givers and there's takers. And for the majority of my life, I've always landed on the giver side. And I used to think this was a curse. And you know, sometimes it does still feel like it. However, I think there's something to say about someone who chooses to continue to move throughout this world with kindness, no matter how many times the world tries to harden you up. And for the longest time, I felt like I was just dumb. Like I was like, I have to be dumb. Like, what am I doing? Because I was like, what? Like I have to be stupid. Like, what do you mean? I keep forgiving people and I keep meeting people with grace, and it keeps happening to me over and over and over again, and I don't learn my lesson. It's like, how do I keep getting myself into this situation? Like, what is it about me that makes people think that like you can just keep doing this, or you can even do it in the first place? And I'm really guilty of always making excuses for people. Like I'm overly understanding and I'm overly forgiving. I just always think no one's perfect. Like what if they're going through something? Like no one's, like people make mistakes. However, these were mistakes that I would never make. And it started to hurt my feelings to the point where I was like, do I just expect too much from people? And is it wrong for me to expect for you to treat me the way that I treat you? Like, are my expectations just too high? You know what? Maybe because I'm loyal to a fault, even in my friendships. Like if you don't like her, you don't even got to tell me why. We don't like her. And every time I felt like I got done dirty, it felt like such an eye-opening moment of like, oh, I thought we were better friends than that, or I thought we meant more to each other. Do they not like me? Like, or were we never like do something wrong? Like that's always how I ended up feeling, because I was like, why would they do that? Like literally, why would they do that? I would never do that. And at a young age, I just really had to learn that sometimes the way people treat you has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with what they have inside. The way my pastor described it to me one time when I was little, and I'll never forget this. He said, feelings are, what did he say? I don't want to butcher this. He said, imagine you're walking down a really busy street with a mug, and in this mug is whatever you have inside of you, right? So if you have like a cup full of love, whenever somebody bumps into you, love is going to fall out. So if your cup of tea is full of anger is going to spill out no matter what happens. So people meet you exactly where they're capable of meeting you. It has nothing to do with who you are, and it has nothing to do with what you deserve. And it just always left me feeling like maybe I was just meant to love and not meant to be loved. And that sounds a lot more depressing than like what I intended it for it to sound like. But I just thought that maybe there wasn't enough people out there in the world with their cups full of love, that like there was enough love left for me. I'm sure there's plenty of us out there, but what are the chances that we bump into each other? Because I felt like there's maybe not that many people with cups full of love, because where are they? I don't see them. When y'all find them, let me know. And so anytime that something would happen that I just felt like I didn't deserve, I naturally just wanted to kind of harden up. Like I was like, I'm never going to do that again. I would do it again. But I would definitely have these temporary moments where I was just like a different person. And I didn't really like who I was in these moments where I was like hardened up, because I was like, how shitty is it that I have all this love in me and all this love to give, and every time I give it out, I feel like it's taken advantage of. You know what? I'm not perfect, obviously. There's been times where I've done some things that I regret, or treated people in a way that maybe I'm not proud of. And sometimes I was met with forgiveness at a moment that I really needed it. Because anytime that I've gotten out of character and treated somebody in a way that I'm not proud of, I was going through something, and I would constantly get stuck in this cycle of being really kind and forgiving and understanding to becoming the same thing that hurt me. I would just become hard and unforgiving, and quite frankly, just somebody I really didn't necessarily like and wasn't proud of, and it wasn't me, and it didn't feel good to be like that. So I woke up one day and I was like, you know what? I refuse to bleed on people who didn't cut me. Why would I punish the next person for what the last one made me go through? Imagine how much life I'd be cheating myself out of. You know what? I've done things that I'm not proud of. I've gotten out of character sometimes. I've talked to people in a way that I don't agree with. And sometimes they've met me with kindness and grace. I honestly really needed that in those moments. And so I'm glad that they did, and I'm happy that they did. And yes, it's unfair and it's shitty and it sucks, and I know you didn't deserve it, but sometimes people have been through so much that your kindness is the only kindness they'll encounter in a long time. And there's a lot of strength in being someone who refuses to get hardened by the things that happen around them, right? Now, I'm not saying don't protect yourself, okay? I'm not saying don't be smart. All I'm saying is when you forgive, Learn how to forgive with boundaries. That's something that I didn't understand what forgiving with boundaries was. To me, I was like, you're forgiven. Back in my life, like nothing ever happened. And then I'd be surprised when they did it again. But here's the good news. As far as karma goes, no debt goes unpaid. It's a law of the universe. Actually, I don't know that. I'm kind of making that up. But whatever higher power you believe in, they saw that. And they saw exactly what happened. No debt goes unpaid. Not one, good or bad. So when you choose to move through this world with honesty, kindness, respect, grace, patience, and somebody does you dirty, here's what's crazy about it. Sometimes we end up feeling like we lost them. You're telling me you're a solid person who takes care of the people around you, and someone who couldn't be honest with you or treat you the way you deserve to be treated made you feel like you lost them in this grimy ass world? Baby, have you seen what's out there? They lost you. Somebody who couldn't be honest with you or lied to you or led you on. Why do you feel like you lost them? Like in what world are they your loss? Do you hear yourself? Do you see what's actually happening? They've somehow confused you and bamboozled you into making you think that you were blessed to be a part of their life. If you're a true like lover girl, do you know how rare you are? Did you know we're almost extinct? It's a lost art at this point. And you know what? They'll see it one day. They're going to figure out that you're irreplaceable and one of a kind. And it's going to be the biggest regret of their lives. And honestly, it's none of your business when or why they find out that you were, man, she's the one that got away. Duh. I tried to tell you. Who cares when he finds out? Who cares when he learns his lesson? Side note, my mom's ex texted her 10 years later. 10 years later, he's still in love with her. They literally always spin the block every time. Every single time they spin the block. One day he's going to realize I was a dumbass. You know what? I was stupid. And you didn't deserve any of that. What are we tripping about? They always spin the block every time. You just better pray to God that you focus on yourself so much. Your only focus needs to be you. You need to be worried about you and your health and your mind and your body and your career. Stop letting these people derail you from the life you deserve. These people are dragging you down. And you know it. You and I both know it. And I'm not saying don't be forgiving because forgiveness is important. People can be forbidden. That too, they can be forbidden. People can be forgiven, but they can be forbidden. Bro, I did it again. Is that a form of dyslexia? People can be forgiven, but they can be forgiven from over there. We're cool, no beef. I get it. Like, we're fine. There's consequences though. And now you gotta be over there. Evict them from your life. They gotta go. I think the whole point of this video is to say like forgiveness and kindness and grace and patience. These are all things that are really, really important. However, there's people out there that will take and take and take until you let them. And people aren't stupid. Okay, well, maybe sometimes, but a lot of these people know exactly what they're doing when they're doing it, and they don't have any remorse. They don't have any regrets about it. They're not coming to save you. You gotta save you. My phone died, and now I can't use my microphone. So forgive me. Sorry. What is that? Anyways, what I was trying to say is that people will confuse your kindness for weakness. And sometimes, you know what? Fuck around and find out. Love you, but love me more. And guys, I know it's hard. Like, I don't want to minimize the fact that I know it's really hurtful to continue to go through things that you know you didn't deserve. But choosing to be this kind in a world that's this, what's the word? Hardened. If you are a forgiving person, I know you're a big feelings person because they just go hand in hand. Okay, I feel everything all the time. I cry hysterically about nothing constantly. God forbid I see one sad TikTok, my whole day is ruined. Because most really kind people have really been through some shit and seen some things. Like that quote that says something like, what did it say? Not me quoting a quote, I don't know. It took a lot of violence to be this soft, and maybe violence is the wrong word, but I just think that it's easy to feel like we're always losing because we're always giving and it's not always reciprocated, or we get met with something that we feel like maybe we didn't deserve. All in all, if you're someone who refuses to turn into the people that hurt you, you should be really proud of yourself. That's really hard. I know you've probably been through some stuff and you probably treated in some ways that you really didn't deserve. Probably felt like you were taking a couple L's back to back, and I'm familiar with the feeling. I know it's not easy, and you should be really proud of yourself. Like, do you realize what a big deal it is that after everything you've been through, you're still you? Like, you're still this ray of sunshine? Like, you're a ray of sunshine in this world. There's people that don't even have the capacity to do that. They don't know how. They can't. Don't ever change. Don't ever let somebody take that away from you. Like, that's a blessing. That's your superpower. Especially not a guy. Like, of all people, don't even give them that much power. Don't let them have that much. Your time will come, and trust me, theirs will too. Listen to me, you better not ever fucking change, bitch, okay? You're too pretty and too nice and too kind, and you deserve too much to ever let somebody cheat you out of that. Okay, I love y'all. Talk to you next time. Bye. Mwah. Wait, oh my God, I forgot to say something. Don't give up on love, okay? And don't give up on being a good person. We know love exists because you exist, so that's all. Mwah. Bye.